Save animals. Be vegan. Green sea turtles first appeared around 110 million years ago, and sea turtles in general about 220 million years ago, way before human beings. When they are only a few seconds old and merely 5 centimeters long, with no father or mother to show them the way or support them in their endeavor, they must get out of a nest of 100, make their way through a hasty crowd, out of the egg and through the sand to finally see the light of the day. After that, they must cross what seems like a desert to their tiny little bodies, which is an entire beach, to reach the ocean. Each of them goes through this ordeal separately and completely alone. They must face winds, bad weather conditions sometimes, rocks on the way, bigger animals on the sand, birds in the sky, and sharks at shore, patiently waiting for the next meal. They witness other turtles being taken by birds or sharks, and yet they do not give up. They wait, look around, move on, for they must get to the ocean. At only less than 1 minute of age and completely alone, they show resilience, focus, inspiration, determination, and connection with their life purpose, more than a human baby could, or even more than many adult humans ever would. Of a nest of 100, maybe only 1 or 2 will make it to the ocean. Once they have reached the ocean, a whole different ordeal awaits them, when they must migrate thousands of kilometers away from their homeland, experience fear, danger, and learn how and what to hunt and eat. Human beings, on the other hand, have been around for only 5 or 7 million years. When they came on Earth, everything was ready to welcome them, and many other animals had already experienced Earth and gained knowledge about their own survival skills, the planet, the climate, and other species. Horses have been around for 55 million years. Octopuses for about 296 million years. Yet, we have put octopuses in glass cages so that human beings could stare at them while eating popcorn and ice cream. We do not want to learn from them, for if we had, we would appreciate their incredible abilities to self-heal and transform. Indeed, octopuses take in a few seconds the pattern and color of their surrounding for camouflage reasons. Sometimes they can appear exactly like the coral reefs behind them, mimicking even their texture. Other times, they can look exactly like the bottom of the ocean with sand and rocks. Octopuses can also self-heal from an injury, even severe, like the loss of a tentacle. They can grow a new one in about a week by withdrawing to a quiet place, not moving, not eating, while regeneration takes place. Instead of seeing the above as magical, sacred, and unbelievable, we simply abduct them from the natural habitat and treat them like disposable property. We could learn from them so much if we would just observe without wanting to possess, fix, change, or humiliate. Instead, we put them in cages and make them perform stupid tricks with human baby toys. Likewise, horses were originally wild and free animals, and yet domesticated horses that are constantly used for forced labor, race, or entertainment is now, unfortunately, a widely spread human custom. Horses have not been designed to live in small stables. have iron shoes nailed to their bare feet, and have a hurtful piece of steel in their mouth from which human beings can pull constantly. They have not been made to be ridden, neither, for they get arthritis and back pain and problems, for their bodies are heavy and powerful, but their legs are delicate. A trait that shows intelligence, compassion, humility, and genuine empathy is the capacity of a person to listen and observe deeply and genuinely before acting, speaking, or jumping to conclusions. Yet, human beings came on earth way after many majestic animals, and instead of acting with humility and as the guests we are on earth, we started to hunt, exploit, and kill these magnificent creatures for their meat, their eggs, their shells, and many other reasons. The life force these beings carry in them is the same life force that flows through our veins, and should we have observed their life path, trials, and role within the circle of life, we would have had much more respect for the most precious, priceless, and powerful gift of all, life itself. When a musician blows a flute, a trumpet, or a saxophone, it is the same breath that spreads into different musical instruments to produce different sounds. Likewise, God's breath spreads into different kinds, shapes, and forms of lives, and yet remains one and the same for every species. The above is just a small example of how we move towards speciesism very easily, thinking we are superior to other species and have supremacy on Earth. Yet, the Earth has not been created for human beings only, but also for natural elements and animals to thrive. Some conscious, kind human beings spend hours, weeks, often months in a remote region of the planet just to make a footage for us to watch from the comfort of our home and educate ourselves. Taking animals for their flesh, using them for entertainment, forced labor, fashion, testing, or so-called education says a lot about our mindset. Why does the conversation about respect for life, in any kind, shape, or form, still have to take place? Why doesn't it take 2 minutes for a person to be convinced that violence of any kind against any living creature is deeply disturbing, unjustified, and completely out of question? The living beings that we use for food in circuses, marine parks, zoos, or aquariums are sentient, highly intelligent, curious, and social creatures with a genuine need for freedom, love, care, exercise, and exposure to life's challenges. They experience pain, anxiety, PTSD, just like us, sometimes even more than us. And yet, most human beings still think it is fine to condemn them to a lifelong sentence of suffering, torture, abuse before killing them in an inhumane way. We do not need animals to survive in any way. Our tastes, desires, and greed dictate the fate of billions of living creatures on our planet, and as a direct consequence, selfishness and barbaric ways also dictate the fate of natural elements and of other human beings. Decide today that this is not the kind of person you wish to be, and this is not the kind of reality you wish to contribute to with your choices, your money, and your time. Choose a vegan diet and a vegan lifestyle that is against animals being displayed, used, or killed in any place, for any reason, in any way. Boycott those places and teach your children, family, and friends to do the same. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.